Hello, everybody. Welcome to A Link to the Past Randomizer daily race. Tonight we have Overworld glitches. That's why I'm here, joined by Krubble. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Excited to see this daily Overworld Glitches race between four veteran runners to the format. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've seen an Overworld Glitches race. I know recently we had the Hybrid Major Glitches tournament hosted by Speed Gaming, which was a lot of fun. But Overworld Glitches is still very fun as well, just slightly different. A little more focus on the overworld, less on the dungeons.
Yeah, so basically what we've done is we've removed some of the barriers in the overworld in one way, just by allowing people to clip through them. In the underworld, we keep it mostly the same. It's all the same rule set. In the underworld, there are some minor glitches that might be in logic in the underworld, but other than that, they're mostly just super money type things. We don't worry too much about them. So we got Zeke and Render starting in Link's house, finding just 10 arrows.
Yep, looks like Mr. Buyer as well, starting with the Link's House opener, and Orange being the one out of the four, choosing to change it up a little, going to Sanctuary for the start. All right, four people to keep our eyes on today. We'll try not to miss anything, but
Yeah, we got matching pink on the left side.
oh, that's it's not seeded, right? That's just a coincidence that their palette shuffle ended up this way.
I suppose so. I've seen this before, and I don't know how it occurs. Maybe there's some kind of PRNG involved. I don't know.
Looks like we got a hobo check from Zeke and Mr. Pyre, and it's the Moon Pearl. Oh
Right.
my goodness, that could trip Render Orange up a little bit.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little sad that Mr. Buyer found Moon Pearl because he's really good at skipping it, and it's fun to watch him do stuff when he doesn't have it.
Yeah. We'll just have to see how long it takes Orange and Render to get around to that. Oh, we got a lumberjack check. It is nothing.
Good. Always
Just
want to get that out of the way. When you start with boots, it's usually a check worth doing because it's in logic with just the agonim requirements. And
Yep.
you're not going to check it later. So just check it now or never.
Yeah, it's definitely the kind of thing that can be hard to remember later on in a race. Oh, looks like Orange is going for some kills to get some tree pulls, most likely. Wow, really going after... Oh, I guess trying to set up a higher tier tree pull. Interesting. As Mr. Buyer just gets 20 rupees in the forest dropdown.
Wow, Orange is really committed to this play.
Yeah,
Going into an entrance you don't see outside of cross keys.
Yeah, this is interesting. I think you tend to see this a lot more in non-bootstrap modes. Maybe this is kind of... I know Orange has been doing a lot of cross keys lately with the tournament and everything, so I feel like this is a move that you would see more often with people hunting for early bombs, whereas in Overworld glitches, especially while any mode was starting boots, we have more ways to get bombs if they don't show up. Oh wow, and almost perfect timing. We're joined by a nice little raid from Speed Gaming 2. Welcome everyone to the Overworld Glitches daily race that just started a couple minutes ago. We have our four racers getting through their usual openers, although already there's some divergence as Mr. Pyre does a Lumberjack DMA. Slightly less common in this format, but I know from watching a lot of Mr. Pyre's races in the past, it's an opener that he tends to favor.
Yeah, Zeke is taking advantage of that bonk rock bombs that you can get outside of CAC. It's a guaranteed bomb, but it's slow to get if you want to get more than one. So a lot of people just pick up one and hope they find more in Kakariko.
It looks like Orange headed down into Kakariko with only one bomb, so slightly risky play. May have needed to buy bombs, lost a little time to that, but was fortunately bailed out by 3 bombs in Blindside. Like Spectacle Rock is nothing.
Lots of safety in Blindside. It's a fairy in a bottle and a blue male.
And Zeke immediately releasing the fairy to saying, you know what, I am not going to have this hang over my head for interfering with death warps later. No thank you.
He just drinks it just to be safe. Make sure it doesn't crawl back into his bottle when he's not looking.
Yep. And Mr. Byers' screen is dark because he is going through a dark room with not much to assist in darkroom navigation, but thankfully in this and any mode with starting boots, you can kind of use the boots dust for navigation. Unfortunately, taking a death seemed like he was already pretty low on health.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Luckily, you spawn right where the old man is, so you don't lose a whole lot of time. It's usually dead rocks that kill you. So this probably saved him time because the dead rocks will just kill you when you exit anyway.
Yeah. So with these early bottles, we'll have our 3 runners that chose to go immediately into Kakariko. Won't need to potentially isolate the sick kid check. However, if Mr. Byer does pick up the powder up on Death Mountain, then that could be a check that Mr. Byer picks up a lot earlier than our 3 runners that chose to do Kakariko early.
It's a little disappointing when you try to put off Kakariko to get items to check it more thoroughly, and then you go there and you just find there are 2 bottles there already.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it can swing a race, but it rarely does. Oh, looks like, what was that? Was that a glove in? Oh yeah, a glove in the back of tavern. Okay. So, presumably all 4 of our, yeah, all 3 runners that did Kakariko picked that up, so they'll be able to route in Checkerboard Cave. They can just hop up there, route that in with their kind of the rest of their overworld checks.
Yeah, another little rude finger to anybody who puts this off. It's like, here you go. Everything that you were hoping to find before you came here is just here.
Yeah, it's really just kind of just Magic Bat that's left isolated at this point. All right, Orange is the first one giving us our Desert Palace checks. I believe that was a map on the torch. Not sure. Well, we'll see it in just a second from everyone else heading into Desert. Showing you some early actual use of the overworld glitches. We saw Lumberjack DMA from Mr. Byer earlier, and now we are seeing a teleport up to just hop up onto Desert Ledge and enter the back of Desert. Nice and convenient.
So Mr. Byer's taking a different route that's common, which is to jump off the mountain and then go to South Shore. It's a little risky because you're here with only 3 hearts and 10 bombs. You don't have anywhere else to defend yourself. But if you can pull it off, it can give you an advantage when you do return to Kakariko. Assuming it doesn't just have 2 bottles and a glove in it.
Yeah, he's going to have a little bit of a slower time dealing with Mini Boulder Cave, which I expect he'll head into right after this. But he does have enough money for Zora, and water walking isn't logic in overworld glitches, so he'll be able to take care of all of those checks. Just nice and convenient.
He has the flippers.
Oh, right. Gosh, early flippers.
I wonder
Early
if I'll
flippers,
remember
early moon pearl.
if I'll remember to jump off the diagonal ledge. Hey, a fire rod. It's
Ooh.
nice. Hey, he could kill Landmolas when he's here if he wants to.
Yeah. I doubt he will unless he picks up significantly more in these checks. But I don't know. Maybe maybe half magic might be enough to convince him to go for it. I'm not sure if there's an item left on Landmo. If there isn't, then early Landmo would be very surprising.
We don't know yet. I think I didn't see what Orange picked up in the big chest. We did see a heart container on the torch.
Oh, heart container on the torch. Okay, so that's one of the 2 items.
Oh,
Well,
Mr. Byer has a sword. And Lambo
A sword. Okay.
Oh, there is an item on Lambo.
Hmm.
Because we saw the map in the shooter or in the cannonball room.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that could be a potential early swing, although with... Well, I guess he'll probably have 5 hearts by the time he makes it down there.
Oh, and a bow and a checkerboard. If you want to do real NMG strats, you can pick that up and then do Landbow with the fire rod, and then just do bow when you run out.
Hmm. Oh, do you think he might do just clear the front of desert and then clear the checks around there and then maybe head back into desert with that bow?
You could. You know, it wouldn't be as efficient if you're confident with sword, fire rod, landmo. You could just go for it. It's not like
Hmm.
bow is easy either. So
Hmm.
these are. I would say we're not NMG runners. We're doing glitch modes for a reason, but
Oh my gosh, two basically unavoidable mail upgrades very early, which with no mirror can be it can be pretty inconvenient for death warps.
the flippers hopefully will get people back to Hobo sooner. The ones who didn't go.
Hmm.
Because you either clip there immediately or you put it off for a while. But with the flippers, you can clip there very quickly. Don't even have to do any tricks. Well, you still click their wall, but it's nothing special about it. You're just mashing buttons.
That makes sense.
You could also water walk there, taking advantage of your water walk that you know you're going to lose as soon as you hit shallow water to check Hobo is a very good move.
Hmm. Oh, this is interesting. On Orange's side, he did get a key, but he doesn't have a sword. So
Yeah.
getting through these dark rooms is a little inconvenient. He's using the good bee to help with finding the key rat.
Key rat, more like B rat.
Oh goodness. All right, looks like looks like Mr. Byer didn't get much from the flippers checks. So South Shore had
Fire rod and sword.
yeah,
It's pretty
fire rod
good.
and sword. That's
Not bad. It gives him that landmo advantage. Literally, the other players who came here couldn't do landmo, and now he can, and he probably will. He'll get, plenty of safety too on the way down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're seeing from Zeke here. Looks like he headed back into the front of desert. I wonder if this was just maybe losing count of items, or I guess he might have forgotten about this chest.
Or he just hates exit. He hates backtracking, and this is his way back. Like maybe he was hoping that he'd just find fire and be able to do landmo or something. I'm not sure. All right, so here's Orange is once again running past the Moon Pearl. He has the bow. He only has one thing in mind, and that's Eastern Palace, which is going to be tough with just boots to navigate the dark room.
I guess with red mail, he's basically immortal to anything that.
Igors do one heart on any mail.
Oh,
I too have been killed by Igors on red mail.
Hmm.
Makes you feel like you're invincible, and you just keep getting hit, and you're like, "What's killing me so fast?"
Oh boy, I didn't see if Orange made it all the way back to Dark Cross. If he did, that was really fast.
Dark Cross. I'm sure he did. The good bee would have killed Key Rat, right?
Yes, yeah. So we have some people in chat wondering what's going on with overworld glitches, and I guess the quick explanation of the category is overworld glitches is what you're seeing here, where a bunch of minor glitches, but also major glitches. So so clipping into diagonal walls, teleporting up walls, basically just treating most of the walls in the game in the overworld as a suggestion instead of a barrier.
I like to call them tools.
Oh,
walls are tools.
There's a hookshot as the first item in Eastern.
Bravery.
Hookshot and Moon Pearl. Okay.
Yeah, bravery pays off. You could just go straight up the mountain, do Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, he'll need that Moon Pearl to make Hookshot Cave compelling, or possible, rather.
Well, the hookshot makes the clip even easier if you're going to Hobo. But I like what Render is doing, as I had mentioned before, is when you have the water walk, it doesn't do much for you when you have flippers, so you might as well use it somewhere like here where you actually get to use it for the whole stretch.
And this is fortunate for Render. He'll pick up his Moon Pearl here.
I'm being told by our tracker Arturl that there was a mushroom in Dark Cross, which explains why Orange has it and nobody else does.
Yep.
Mushrooms do like to grow in the dark. They're known for that.
Yeah. Although I saw Zeke heading in that direction, I'm surprised he doesn't have it as well.
Zeke probably... Oh, he spent the key though. Huh. He must have just said, screw it. Just I'll come from the front. Or maybe his HMG brain said it'll come from Hera, and then he realized he can't.
Hmm.
You cannot do out of bounds indoors. There's another mode for that we call hybrid major glitches. All 4 of our runners are going to be fighting the impulse to use those.
Hmm. So now we have Orange clearing dark rooms in Eastern.
Oh, he said nothing in Waterfall, but there was actually Quake. We don't know if that's needed yet, but it might come into play.
Yep, the Meyer Medallion can present a barrier that we can't get past, whereas the Turtle Rock Medallion in this format is, I don't want to say never important, but usually more important for reading the logic rather than actually providing an obstacle.
It's, very skirtable. The key difference between Meyer and TR is TR has 4 entrances and Meyer only has 1.
Yeah. So Turtle Rock routing in Overworld glitches and glitch categories in general tends to resemble entrance shuffle TR routing, or inverted TR routing for that matter.
Renderer is using a rarely seen method to get into Houlihan in glitch mode. Of bombing himself into. I actually haven't seen. We usually just jump off the mountain, and that gives us Houlihan. But this is a tried and true method that people use in no glitches, so you might as well go for it. He went to Zora and didn't have enough money, so it's probably haunting him, and he might be planning to come down from the mountain to check Zora.
Oh, that would be an interesting route, and with flippers, it's perfectly reasonable. Orange is on half a heart. That's well, you weren't kidding about Eastern being potentially dangerous even on red mail.
Yeah. He can get hit by 1 Igor and survive, but he does need to be careful.
Yeah, I guess
Thankfully,
not having the sword presented a bit of a disadvantage there.
Yeah, this is the health you have in the speedrun. It's not really a concern if you're used to it.
I guess you usually have a sword though.
It's true.
All right, so we're getting new checks from Orange and Mr. Buyer here. Orange only picking up a red rupee, but getting that hook shot in the first chest of Eastern, certainly fortunate.
He'll have the opportunity to turn in the mushroom too on his way out here if he remembers. And he think he does because he's walking out and there's no other reason to walk out unless you have a pendant to turn in.
This is a fairly uncommon teleport, I would say, with a bit of soft lock potential. We'll see if Orange remembers how to avoid it.
I love that you say it's uncommon and now it's in the world record speedrun. Nope, that's how you soft lock.
There's the soft lock.
Yeah.
Didn't quite move far enough left before heading up. So, man, that's happened to me so many times.
So easy to do that. You have to move left quite a bit, and that it looks like there's a scary hard lock transition there, but you actually can't enter it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty safe to just go left for as long as you need to go.
So that's soft lock number 1. We'll see. Hopefully we don't have too many more of those, and hopefully no hard locks. But yeah, in glitch formats, it's certainly not unheard of.
Mr. Buyer getting nothing but efficiency from land mullahs, but it does have that crystal that the other runners do not have, and will not have to come back to it.
Oh, looks like Orange was going for a Death Mountain ascent, but missed a quick hop, so is now messing around with a broken camera, but where his collision is located is just above the entrance to the Old Man Cave, so he had to kind of sneak through collision there to actually get to where he is now, which hard to see in the dark, but this is the normal entrance to the bottom entrance to Old Man Cave.
Orange is using bombs to navigate, which is very interesting. It's definitely a bootsless strat that he probably has learned from things like cross gaze.
Yeah, I guess it's probably faster than using the boots dust, because I think kicking up boots dust does slow you down. So
and bombs don't slow you down at all. You can drop them and not stop.
Yeah. Kind of a very minor gain in efficiency there. King's Tomb, just a piece of heart. King's Tomb is sphere Let me get the count right. Sphere 1. Yeah, King's Tomb is Sphere 1 in Overworld Glitches, so... but it's kind of isolated. It's really hard to link it up with anything, so that's definitely something that can potentially swing races, although it didn't today.
King's Tomb is awful. Just have to say.
Yeah, this is probably Orange's South Shore check.
King's Tomb is definitely the Agina's cave of Overworld Glitches.
Ooh, Zeke is out of bombs. That might make... Unless there are bomb drops here, that'll make... Oh, wait, is he not out of bombs? Am I just misreading the... Oh, sorry, I was misreading the number.
I think it's 09. It's so hard to see on this version of the screen we're watching.
Yep.
Even if he was out of bombs, there is a teleport that gets you there. He probably doesn't know it, but it's there if you need it.
Oh, the teleport from Flute 5 down to Ice Rod Cave?
It's really easy to soft lock doing that, so I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
But knowing it as a backup is nice. If you go there and you only have one bomb and you want to use it somewhere else, it's great.
That's one of my favorite pieces of kind of more Overworld Glitches entrance randomizer tech. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a rarely seen funny auto walk thing, which hopefully we'll get to see one of those.
Wait, we're talking about different things.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm talking you teleport into the cave and just bypass the bomb wall collision.
Right. The one I'm talking about wouldn't even get past the bomb wall.
Yeah, you're talking about coming from Eastern. Yeah, that is entrance tech for sure.
Yeah, if he'd decided to postpone it.
That's true. I died to crabs at Ice Rod entrance. I want to get that back in my route somehow. And I have the flute. And I don't think flute 2. I don't think that's actually faster than just flute to 8. Maybe you really hate crabs.
Now, this is interesting. Orange... It looks like Orange went up Hera, but didn't have a weapon to deal with Hera. Hasn't been through South Shore yet, so...
Yeah, you're probably just thinking it's so fast to Hera clip. If your Hera pot is good, you can do that with minimal time loss. And if there's something like a hammer up there, you get huge benefit over somebody who's waiting for a blunt weapon.
And Mr. Bauer giving us our first Easteth Mountain checks. I looked away for a second, looked back, and tracker showing him as having the hammer. So, hammer and Moon Pearl.
So Renderer is taking it very carefully with Moldorm. Calculated, doesn't fall, which is it's impossible, but he pulled it off. Gets half magic out of it.
Yeah, I wonder when Mr. Bauer is going to make his way to Eastern to pick up that hook shot. He might think of, it is clearable and
I think he's going to do it next.
With his kit. But,
he's going to do it next.
Yeah,
he's right here.
Flipping down, yeah.
Yeah, if your locations are next to each other on the map, there's a good chance you can just go from one to the other fairly easily.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Interestingly, he's picking up a blue potion here. He definitely has plans for that. I don't think he's afraid for his life. Despite having the Moon Pearl, I know him well enough. He has plans for that blue potion.
Yep. In Overworld Glitches, we can use blue potions as we could turn them into flutes that work in the Dark World. They're very convenient, as long as you can hit 2 buttons in the same frame.
Logic doesn't require it, but people will do it anyway because it's often the fastest way to get around the Dark World without the Moon Pearl. But even with the Moon Pearl, it can be faster than not having a flute.
Oh, hey, and there was Professor Render showing us the Overworld Glitches tournament winners on that sign from previous years. Although I think the update that adds our hybrid major glitches winner from this year, Krithel, hasn't been added to that sign yet.
It's in the hotfix coming up.
Okay.
The hotfix is soon TM.
Okay.
It's in the test site if you want to see it. It says glitch tournament winners now because it's not Overworld Glitches anymore.
Oh, okay. Seems like the route is working out well for Mr. Bauer. Picking up that hook shot in Eastern, so he'll have pretty good Dark World access when presumably he heads there shortly after this.
Yeah, this is really great for him. Even though he didn't get the benefit of finding things for Kakariko that other runners didn't, he was able to get Landmo down, which is good. and he just didn't let himself get slowed down by the increased difficulty of the early South Shore play.
Hmm.
I think
That's asking if-
the big difference here is like Orange not having that Moon Pearl is definitely going to slow him down until he gets to it. If he starts sequence breaking around it, like if he finds a mirror and thinks that he has to go to the Dark World, that could be a problem.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Trying to think of things in the neighborhood that Orange could link up with the hobo check. Well, I guess he hasn't done South Shore yet, so fairly natural to link it up, similar to what we saw from Renderer earlier.
Yeah,
So
that would be a very an orange thing to do because it's sort of no glitches routing, and that's what he favors.
Hmm.
So he'll use his fake flipper or his water walk to get to hobo quicker.
Chat's asking if fake flutes are allowed. And yes, in this format, I believe all Overworld YBAs are allowed, at least all the ones I'm aware of.
Yeah, the ones that aren't fake flutes are very niche.
Yes.
Like if that was a sword at the floated item, you could duplicate it using a bottle glitch there.
Oh, yeah.
It's so rare that comes up, and you have to be ready for it.
Yeah.
I think I saw it once in the tournament, and he got a sword duped and then found 2 swords in Uncle Passage and got very mad.
Oh, no.
He bombed the chest that had the green 20 in it. I very much remember this clearly.
I think the other Overworld YBAs that you tend to see are... I'm trying to think of when the last time I saw Mitzla Smiths in a race. Certainly been a while.
Who wants to sequence break the Smith? Let's be quite honest.
Yeah.
Nobody even wants to do it when it's in logic.
Yeah, and I guess aside from that, you have your red-green YBA to get you into Ice Palace, but of course there are so many other ways to get into Ice Palace that also rarely comes up.
We already have one of them between our forerunners, so we won't be seeing that.
Oh yeah, with the flippers on everyone, yeah.
Oh, we have a map check. It's a green pendant Turtle Rock and pendant Ice Palace, so we definitely won't be seeing that YBA to Ice.
Yep. Oh, green pendant Turtle Rock. Okay.
And here's Orange doing the probably smartest move. It's just to take your water walk to Hobo and get your Moon Pearl.
Yeah, this is very fortunate for him.
Even if it wasn't the Moon Pearl, it's still a very smart way to get Hobo in there if you're not going to do it right away.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been isolated pretty badly if he hadn't done it.
Oh, Render is in Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, Render, our first runner into the Dark World, and heading immediately into a Ganon's Tower that doesn't have very much in logic, but with that bow and presumably the ability to do the left side bomb jumps, Render will be able to make quick work of the left side of GT and sequence break a lot of stuff. For everyone else in this situation, this would be in logic because everyone else went to Eastern for that hook shot. So whatever Render finds here isn't in logic for him, but would be in logic for everyone else.
I do wonder if he's hoping to pair Pod with Eastern now that he has the bow and hammer. Now hoping to find a mirror here. He can do them together a little bit more efficiently.
Yeah, I know in Overworld glitches that tends to be a slightly higher priority than in higher glitch modes when we have more convenient ways into Pod.
Also, if you guess 5, you win. Congratulations. GT Big Q is hookshot locked, and Renderer knows that the hookshot will not be upstairs in GT.
I guess it's pretty rare that it could end up there, but yeah.
Yeah, it requires certain key logic beyond just the big key. Makes it less likely that you're in a hover seed, which is very good, in my opinion.
Kind of varsity level GT key logic. A lamp!
Hookshot Cave.
Lamp and Hookshot Cave. Okay.
means that the Eastern lampless dip was required by logic.
Lampless. Oh yeah, yeah.
So you have to be comfortable with your dark rooms if you don't want to double dip Eastern. Or you have to hover. You get to choose. Gee, I wonder which one I'm learning first. Oh no, Render. You did the right thing by pushing the block so that it blocks the fire snake, but he blocked the fire snake on the wrong side.
Looks like Orange is following in Render's footsteps into these Ganon's Tower checks, while Mr. Byers taking care of East Dark Death Mountain. Got Super Bunny Cave, Hookshot Cave, and heading into Catfish and presumably Pod. Yeah, I guess this is a full clearable pod for him.
This is also not HMG, and this is the best way to pod.
Yes.
Normally, you don't think to do this. You just clip in from a cave, but you can't do that in this mode. So we had to think about other ways to get there efficiently that don't involve walking through a maze front to back.
Yes, it's a very, very convenient route when it works out this way.
Yeah, full clearable in logic. There's no reason not to do this right now.
Yep.
Can't even hope to pair with Eastern when you've already done Eastern.
Yeah, no.
Buyer's on the wrong one. Oh, Buyer.
Oh, no.
You want to be on the first bump for that clip.
Yeah, that was one too high. Unfortunate.
Oops.
Okay, so I think soft lock count, that's one from Orange from the up teleport after Eastern, and one from Buyer in basically the same neighborhood, just in the Dark World, trying to teleport down to Pod.
Render experimenting with his items to see if he can get that helmet out of his way. Finds out that the bow is super effective.
Yep. So Pod is a little bit isolated for Mr. Buyer now. We'll have to see when he makes his way back down to it.
Well, I think my preferred way to get to Pod, if I haven't done it from Catfish, is to fake Flute Tutu and just do it again. Mr. Buyer has that in his pocket and could do that. And I know he likes to think with potions, so you might see that from him later when he gets better equipment for just a more comfortable Helmasaur clear.
Yeah, he can really do that anytime. It's just a question of when.
Doesn't look like anything good is coming up in Ganon's Tower.
That's surprising. But at least the big key was on the left side, so the big chest isn't isolated. That's always the nightmare scenario when you head down that path without Cane and Fire Rod.
I wonder if Orange will attempt the climb.
You
could. It's fighter sword climb. It's not comfortable, but you do have the Fire Rod.
Let's see. 2 keys, which means he found 3 keys and chests on the left. 3. Oh, wait, 1. Oh my gosh, GT key logic.
Well, one thing I know is that the key will not be in the compass room because it can't be, because the big key wasn't there. So it can only be tile room. I think that just means that if the big key is on the other side, it's basically always in logic to climb.
But unfortunately, I think with how many keys Orange found already on the left side, we're not guaranteed that tile room must be a small key. Sometimes if you don't find many keys on the left side, you can skip tile room with the confidence that the logic requires it to be a small key, but it looks like that isn't the situation today.
I have hacked myself on that before. I've given up. I just do tile room now. Or I just don't.
Definitely seen races won and lost on that exact situation before. Well, this is an interesting route from Zeke. Looks like Zeke is taking that hammer from that I assume he just picked up in Paradox Cave, and because he has the Moon Pearl, he can link that immediately into Hookshot Cave, Super Bunny Cave, Catfish, maybe Pod. That'll be an interesting route.
It's a good route. Saves you a mountain climb.
Yeah. It looks like Orange decided not to go for the fairly low percent gauntlet and choosing to head over in the general direction of Pod instead.
Yeah, as somebody who has done a 5-heart tempered gauntlet, I would choose that over what orange would have to do any day.
Yeah, fighter sword gauntlet. It's definitely unfortunate.
You'd be
He doesn't,
amazed at what 1 pixel of reach on your sword does for you.
and he doesn't even have the things that would make it more comfortable, like half magic, or I don't even know what the contents of his bottles are.
The greens, which is good. I think you probably filled one up at Waterfall that was a green. And I know that a green was found natively at some point. So you should have 2 of those. But no cane means you have to do bow whiz robes, which is,
Oh yeah.
if you know how to do it, it's not bad. But if you don't know how to do it, it sucks.
Yep.
Speaking of fighter sword fights, Mr. Byer is here with Mothula. Taking out the hammer, which is going to deal a lot more damage, but the angle you have to hit Moth at to actually get damage in is really tough. So, wow, that's some good quick swapping though. Holy cow! Just let me swap to Fire Rod real quick and do my last shot here.
Yeah,
at this opportune moment.
Looks like Professor Renderer is heading down facing a similar fight.
Oh, he has half magic though.
Oh, where was half magic?
Moldworm. And he got it. Look at that. Simultaneous kills, but I think Renderer was in the fight for less time, and that half magic really paid off.
Yeah, no kidding. That half magic will, most likely save a nice bit of time. A very nice safety to have.
All right, Zeke is also clipping down at the same time as Orange. Look at this.
Wow,
I love this.
Clipping sync, and both of them are on the right bump. Orange, I think, is a pixel. Well, it looked like it worked.
I think you can up teleport and not soft lock. You just try again.
The
soft lock comes from the second bump down teleport.
All right, but both of them pulling it off and demonstrating the route that we were talking about earlier.
The sync on both sides too, top and bottom. What is this? They're both exiting within seconds of each other. Both of them have Kiki teleports or Kiki cutscenes. Kiki teleport. What is that? That's not even. There's like 4 different things called Kiki something, and that's not one of them.
That's a new undiscovered tech. Looks like we have a bow-locked pod. Won't present much difficulty to anyone.
Somebody tell Renderer not to dash 6 times in there. It makes speedrunners very sad.
The
old 6-C house. Nobody will ever make fun of you for walking all the way.
Yeah, Mr. Byer saving some amount of frames by cutting down on the short dashes.
The old bow-locked pod that you have to do in every other mode except HMG. There's always something here, whether it's 2 keys, you need one of them, or there's an item.
Yeah, so I know all 4 of our runners today have a lot more recent experience in the HMG or hybrid major glitches format than Overworld glitches that we're seeing today. So I was curious if we would see anyone kind of fall back into some HMG muscle memory, but I haven't really seen any inclination of that so far.
Most of the time it's not people like DQing themselves, or everyone's afraid of it, right? Everyone goes and be like, oh god, I opened a bomb clip somewhere. But usually it's the subtle things that get you. Like you route pod wrong, or you just forget that you can just do Hera, or you can just do Swamp.
Yep.
Like the frozen boom.
Yeah, all 4 of our runners are in dungeons right now, which doesn't present much that's unique to the Overworld glitches format. It's kind of the same dungeon clears that you're used to seeing. So this is where a execution advantage in no major glitches categories can really start to open up a difference, and you'll often see people that are a little less experienced at glitches, but more experienced at NMG, just either catch up or expand an existing lead in stretches like these.
Oh yeah, another thing that just occurred to me is we might be in K and Go mode, or with one more sword. Oh,
Oh
Orange
my
just found
gosh.
one. Okay, there's a sword in pod, but we do need to know that Meyer medallion before we know that.
Hmm. And
Oh, we need the no. This is not
mirror.
hybrid major glitches. We do
Yeah,
need the mirror.
mirror.
So this is what I mean. It's the little things that get you.
Yep.
We need the mirror for swamp. That's a thing. You do like go outside and pull a lever and stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's got to be an adjustment to
Oh, it's such
start
an adjustment.
thinking about NMG
Oh, there's
swamp
the
routing
cane.
again.
Cane's in pod.
Cane and second sword in pod.
Wow, poor Buyer.
Hmm.
He wanted to go there and he just didn't make it. It always feels bad. One thing when you make a decision and it doesn't pay off, but when you make a decision and aren't able to follow through on it for some external reason, and it would have paid off, that feels bad.
Yep.
But we're still a ways from go mode. We definitely need the mirror, as he pointed out, and we only have one medallion, so it's possible that we need one of those as well.
Yeah, trying to think of where the best. Oh my gosh, 2 swords in pod. Pod just had everything.
God pod.
Yeah.
Ooh, Zeke needs to be careful here.
Oh boy. Yeah,
I
he's
get
right.
that death warping is good here, but like, yeah,
Yeah,
get the chest and then death warp. There you go. As long as he gets that sword right, there you go. That's all it needs.
There's Orange setting up the death warp, and yeah, it looks like Zeke managed to preserve the death warp.
It's gonna need okay.
So what is that? Zeke is in Mirror and potentially Meyer Medallion go mode. I guess Orange is as well.
All the runners are except for
everyone
going to
is.
pod. Render does have the fire rod. We know because we saw him fight Mapula with it.
Oh, right. It looks like Orange and Zeke headed into pod at just about exactly the same time, but throughout clearing pod, Orange has opened up a lead of a couple rooms, so just where those little execution advantages start to pay off.
That was pretty big. 2 rooms in 1 dungeon. It really shows what happens over the course of a game.
Yeah, we're just seeing a small window of it here in 1 dungeon, but it's definitely the kind of thing that adds up over the course of the whole game.
Mr. Buyer and Render have just been lockstep as well. I think Render had a slight lead on killing Mapula, but has fallen behind about 1 screen.
I think this is a pretty good situation for Zeke and Orange if either Buyer or Render finds the mirror at some point soon. Then probably Zeke or Orange makes their way to that mirror before. Like, I imagine Render or Mr. Buyer would do some extra checks before making their way back to pod. Also, sorry for not giving a photosensitivity warning. When you take an unusual way into Mire, the screen can flicker quite a bit.
Oh, okay. So Meyer was Bombos and Bombos was Meyer. Let's go.
As always, right under the doormat, as they say.
So we're not doing this. We don't have the cane.
Oh yeah, no cane.
Oh, sucks. It sounds like Kapada's. Oh, Render's actually just going to do it. Okay.
Oh
no.
That.
Hey, and then Mirror could be here. I don't think that's good for him, though, because Mirror makes you do swamp. And I think we're just in Mirror go mode, so, like, if you find the Mirror and you go anywhere that isn't pod, you're at a disadvantage. Wow, Flute Boy just gives you the flute. Doesn't make you dig it up or anything. He just gives it to you.
Cut out the middleman flute.
I think Ranger just said never mind. Threw a bomb and bombed us. He's angry at Meyer for some reason. Maybe angry at himself for
Interesting.
almost going in before realizing he didn't have the cane. I'm not sure what emotion he's expressing there.
Yeah. Maybe that was maybe that was a bomb of hope, a bomb of please don't let Kane be here.
Zeke is taking a. Is this a Ganon's Tower play? Oh yeah, this is Ganon's Tower, of course. If you haven't been here yet, you should probably go by now.
Yeah, and for
he can full clear it.
Yeah, for Zeke it's full clearable. It's a little awkward without the mirror, but if the mirror's on right side GT, then I would say Zeke is probably in the lead here.
Yeah, I would agree. So all you have to do is go to Mire. If you go south to north, you just get your go mode at Mire Shed and don't have to do any Village of Outcasts outside of go mode. Thieves Town doesn't do much for you, but Skullwoods and go mode is a huge time save. It's one of the most underrated time saves. Everyone talks about go mode ice, but go mode Skullwoods is incredible.
Oh yeah, that's a huge difference. Chat's asking, could mirror be on green pendant in this mode?
Sure can.
And yep. It's kind of one of the worst possible locations for it, but yeah, it's a possibility. And I guess with what we've found already, that is a full clearable TR. Oof.
The mirror is just swamp as far as what it gives you access to. There are some things you can use the mirror to clip to, but most of those are accessible without major glitches at this equipment level, so if you are in mirror go mode, you get to skip the full clear of swamp. But it doesn't do that much else for you. So Orange is going into Mire, which makes tons of sense because you're here and you have everything you need for it.
Yep, it's Crystal Dungeon. Just start going through Crystal Dungeons.
So Mr. Mire is also not going to Pod. He's going Spike even to Ganon's Tower.
Oh, because I guess he hasn't been in GT yet. That makes sense.
If the mirror is here, that's huge for him, though, because a lot of people have already gone to GT and haven't done Spike Cave on the way down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess it's the kind of thing that you would expect to see on a second trip to GT. But looks like it wasn't there.
He's going to drink the potion. He's not going to fake flute. He's just going to drink it for its intended purpose so he can get out of Spike Cave.
Yep. Running out of Spike Cave, not something you see very often in non-glitch modes, but pretty common in this mode. It lets you link up Spike Cave to Ganon's Tower, which is kind of the only convenient time to do it.
Yeah, there are other things that you'll descend the mountain for, and you can do Spike Cave then too, but most of the time you're doing it onto Ganon's Tower.
Unfortunately, because Mr. Buyer hasn't been to Pod yet, he won't be showing us the right side of GT.
The right side is GT is empty. He's in good shape, actually. Because that's a time save, right? You're not going there.
Oh, yeah. So I imagine it'll probably be Zeke being the first one to show us the new checks on the right side of GT, as Orange is showing us new checks in Mire. Oh, getting the dash cancel off of the door state extension. Nice little time save. It's a very, very tight window on that dash cancel. It can't be more than a couple frames, I imagine.
Considering you move at 4 pixels per frame when you're dashing, it's got to be like that.
Yeah. And here's Zeke heading around. Doesn't have the mirror, so has to kind of walk around, but heading around to show us the right side of GT.
Sad that Mr. Buyer drank his blue potion because that was his ticket back to Pod. He might not do Pod. This is not great for him. If he climbs Ganon's Tower, he can walk there from the pyramid. but he also might choose to go to Hammer Pigs instead because that's a little bit more isolatable.
Yeah. Oh, might see him actually activate a flute. Perish the thought. Hey, there was what's the name of it? Oh, right, it's got a terrible name. The official name of the glitch that we just saw from Orange is, I believe, what we just saw from Orange was Boomerang.
Let's go.
So using the hookshot to extend the range of the red boomerang to flip that switch.
That is Boomerang with 3 O's.
Yep.
In case it wasn't bad enough. If you thought Pod was bad, wait until you see Boomerang. I think I saw that once in the HMG tournament. Never seen it anywhere else.
Yeah, nice little. Yeah, you won't see it in non-glitch modes where you'll generally see the more traditional version of spooky action, but when you don't have that available, it can save a little time.
It's true. It's an alternative to spooky when you don't have it available in all 3 rooms.
Yeah. All right.
Orange has not been paid
Ether.
for his Mireful clear.
Heart. Another fairy bottle.
Silvers. Consolation prize. This is a terrible death warp. It's actually faster to get Wool Mastered out, so Zeke is going to backtrack and punt a Samaria block over, which is, I think... I guess you could just do that. Punting the block is cooler, but that works too.
But, it looks like Zeke is probably doing this in order to head up the climb. So more new checks. Zeke being the first one to show us more new checks. So I think if the mirror is at the top of Gauntlet, then it probably doesn't make a huge difference. Like the top of Gauntlet has density, and it is required in this mode. This is a open 7/7 defeat Ganon format. So, with 4 checks at the top of GT and it being required, you don't usually see runners put that off for very long.
Mr. Buyer is going there too, and for his sake, we hope the mirror is not here.
Well, Oh, right, because it would send him. It would most likely send him to Swamp before Pod.
I think he wants Mirror and Turtle Rock because that levels the playing field for him. Because everybody's gonna do that last.
So
he'll get to Pod late, but then he'll have already done all the crystal dungeons, and that will be like his only choice.
That makes sense.
This Mimics is sketchy. All right, got out with 2 hearts.
Yeah, with so many bottles though. Well, yeah, I don't know what the contents of his bottles are right now. Might see him take the safety room if he knows they're empty.
He has the bomb out. It tells me that. Yeah, he's going there. Render doesn't have the lamp. He never went to Hookshot Cave.
Render never went, because he never went to Eastern.
How did he go to... Oh, he went to Hookshot Cave but didn't have the hookshot. He hasn't been to Eastern yet. That's rough. Okay, that explains why he didn't climb GT when he was there.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
It's a long time to put off Eastern. I wonder if he'll just go there next.
Like we were saying earlier, that's putting off Eastern until you could link it with Pod.
Yeah, and that's not going to be in play anymore, so he might just go there next. Mr. Pyre is getting all the top Zazacs in this room.
Oh no.
Just whip out Bombos, you know?
Yep.
At this point, it's faster.
Oh yeah, because he never went to pod to pick up the 2 swords, so he's doing this on fighter sword. That's
it's
rough.
awful. He probably hit them. He probably did it correctly, like you do in NMG, and just they don't die. So he had to keep going. He got 2 spike kills on the red Zazak, so I'd like to point that out.
Yeah, that's
cool
very fortunate.
He has green potions, and he knows it. So he's probably going to go for a little bit more liberal use of the fire rod than we might expect.
Yeah, but this just shows how much slower a low percent GT climb can be compared to the kind of equipment that Zeke's on.
Zeke is going to fake powder.
Oh yeah.
I just switched to lamp to get the last bit of magic out. That's hilarious.
Yes, fake powder is useful for more than just magic bat.
Yeah, actually, mushroom is a common safety in NMG. It's often one of the last ones dropped because it's so free to get. And it's literally just used to get this fake powder up here, and it can make the difference when you're fighting Ganon on full health.
Yeah. Mirror wasn't a gauntlet. Okay, so
I think, for Zeke, the next thing you do is just go to hammer pegs, right? Because if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we already saw hammer pegs from someone. I think it was Mr. Buyer.
When would Mr. Buyer do hammer pegs?
That's a good question. When could he have?
Did he do hammer pegs? Did he do the wrap?
Somebody did. I'm certain somebody did the clip into the fake flipper over to hammer pegs.
Okay, he did do it. I'm just trying to think of like what his route was that got him there.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
At what point was he at the pyramid? I guess he just ended his Darkhold route on it. Stop at Hype Cave. He just kept going, which makes sense.
Yeah, just kind of. If the mirror's there, then there's no better time to link that up.
So anybody who goes into GT without Kain is going to miss out on silver arrows.
I guess unless they come back.
It's probably not a
density from mirror.
Not a difference to actually make. It's the wrong direction, Zeke. Golden net dashes, but wrong direction. There you go. Ooh, actually, I'm impressed with anyone who can get a double hit with the net.
Yeah,
it's not easy.
Zeke having a little bit of fun.
Yeah, what we mean by glitching into pigs is he doesn't have the mitts, so he had to get there somehow. There's a few different ways, but the most common one in glitch modes is what we'll almost certainly see from Zeke, which is to clip into the pyramid moat.
And here's Professor Render facing the same situation that Zeke was in earlier, where choosing to save and quit instead of doing a terrible death warp or heading back into the room to get picked up by the wall master like we saw from Zeke.
Render
to save and quit instead. Yes.
He has no hook shot.
Oh, no hook shot, right.
he's still in the same situation he was in before.
Yeah.
Not sure where he's going now. Oh, that's a soft lock. Oh. Yeah, it's soft lock number 3. It looks like we got one from each runner except for Zeke. So congratulations, Zeke, for the one who says don't soft lock before runs and makes me soft lock immediately. Being the only one who didn't soft lock on Restream yet.
Yeah. Although I think the only soft lock that was particularly costly, given where the items ended up, so far has been the one from Mr. Buyer.
Yeah. Like if Mushroom had mattered, then sure, it would have punished Orange. And this one from Render, it was just something he did from his save and quit, and all he had to do was just save and quit again.
A rarely seen mirrorless check of the Big Bomb turn-in. The mirror can end up here, and it's one of the worst locations for the mirror to end up in this format, because doing this is very, very slow compared to the much, much, much easier way of getting into Pyramid Fairy, which we'll probably not see from anyone, considering Mirror is probably at everyone's go mode in this situation.
We don't know where the mirror is. We know quite a few places where it isn't. Probably going to be a lot of steps retracing between now and then.
Yeah, the mirror isn't in most places at this point.
It's probably not a crystal dungeon at this point. We're out of those.
It wasn't Pyramid Fairy.
It's definitely not a crystal dungeon. We've seen them all.
Yeah. So unfortunately for Renderer here, I would say he probably heads to Eastern here. Oh no, doing escape.
It's 59:45. He knows his rule. At the hour mark, you check the uncle if you haven't done it already. Because if the mirror's here, you'll never get to it otherwise.
Taking care of those Sphere 1 locations.
Mirror on Laser Bridge would be fun, because you usually want the mirror to get there with a glitch. But there's a mirrorless way to get there, but it's still a pendant, so nobody's going to want to do it. At least of all Mr. Buyer, who doesn't even have the cane yet. He's about to get it soon.
That would definitely be a fun, or at least an interesting place for the mirror to end up here.
I do think, though, this is what I mean by if it's not in a crystal dungeon, that's good for Mr. Buyer, because we've seen everything he has done is something everyone else is going to do, too. He's not losing time by doing pod late as much as the other people are. Like, yeah, I'll have to get back to Meyer, and that's a little time lost, but he makes that up by not having to go back to Desert, like most of everyone else is going to have to do.
Yeah, and it's looking at this point like Mirror is in a location that's going to be similarly inconvenient for pretty much everyone here. So
it's I have to pick a pendant seed. I think we're low on overworld locations.
Yeah, I think Turtle Rock is looking pretty good for having the mirror in this situation.
The early flippers almost makes me think ice.
And because Mr. Buyer made his way back to Pod before finding the mirror, he'll get to dodge getting baited into Swamp looking for the cane. Very fortunate for him.
Yeah, that was only going to happen if the mirror was somewhere nice. And I think he had already probably lost the game if that was the case, so it didn't matter as much.
Yeah, chat's calling mirror on ped, and yeah, at this point, it's pick a pendant, so mirror on ped would be similarly bad to mirror on Saha or mirror in one of the pendant dungeons.
If you're going to pick a pendant, might as well make it all of them. That makes it fair again. I almost want it to be ped, not just for chat reasons, but because it's more fair.
Yeah, it's a safe bet.
Orange needs to be careful here. He's got one heart.
Oh, he's setting up a death warp. That'll certainly
he's doing this on purpose, of course.
Yeah,
Orange
that'll
knows what he's doing.
That'll be faster than walking back to the Wallmaster for sure.
Yeah, most of the things in this room are not going to do a whole heart of damage to him, so it's fairly safe. As long as he doesn't walk into that spike, he's good. Oh, that was so close, Orange.
Oh,
wow, dude.
Exciting.
He knew exactly how long that dash took.
How much damage do Gyptos do on red mail?
Half a heart. Like, most things are half a heart in red mail. Unless they're the whole damage. Like the whole hazard damage.
Oh, yeah.
That's why Igors are so dangerous in Eastern.
No, getting the... Oh, and the fairy.
Oh. So at least he's getting single hearts and not full heals.
Oh, yeah.
Fairy. No, he's going to fall. He's going to 1.0 the fairy.
Oh, no.
You do that before your last hit. You'll do it. That sucks. What a troll. Fairies are the worst enemy in the game. Like, seriously.
A little unfortunate. Chat's asking, did anyone fake powder magic bat? I don't believe so.
I think people just turned in their mushrooms. I don't know if... Well, actually, Orange soft lock there, so he could do it.
Yeah, and we definitely saw fake powder from Zeke.
Ooh, a rare flute activation from Professor Ranger. I wonder what his plans are for that flute.
I guess it's his fastest way to Eastern.
Yeah, makes sense. It's not, but if you're going to use the flute somewhere else, then it does become faster. So the earlier you activate it, the more time you gain from it. If he thinks, well, maybe I'll find the mitts and have to do the smiths, then the flute definitely pays off.
Yeah, or he might just be looking at the number of crystals that he has left and thinking, you know what, it's still early enough. Even though I'm one item from go, I still have enough traveling to do.
He's gonna fake powder.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
Chapters.
And then doing having that flute activated will make it easy to go over and do the real mushroom turn-in.
Oh, of course. When you have the mushroom, you do activate your flute. It's so slow to go to the witch any other way.
Makes sense.
Lots of death warping to be had in the sea with the mirror as your go mode.
Oh man, yeah, we saw it. We saw the two unavoidable males very early on, and that turned out being pretty unfortunate.
2 fairy bottles.
Yep.
People had to contend with. Nobody forgot their fairy, but it still managed to troll people.
Yeah.
Ooh, Orange is not getting the dash RNG in this room. It's okay. There's a few RNGs for those Zazacs. If you dash straight down, sometimes it works, but sometimes the Zazac just goes all the way to the right and you have to chase after it. You have like 5 frames to read the RNG, at least what it feels like.
I wonder who's going to be first one of our runners to show us new checks next, and what those new checks are going to be.
And which pendant?
Right.
It's that or you sequence break the smith, right? It's nothing else.
Probably won't see that.
Everything else is locked behind fetch quests we haven't picked up yet, and the book. Like, the book is, oh yeah, people haven't been checking their tablets, have they?
I guess with the book kind of late. Book was on Moth, I think?
Yeah, so everyone who didn't do Landmo has a chance to check Bomba's tablet, and Mr. Buyer does not. So if it's there, that's really not good for him.
Yeah, it would be ironic, but not unheard of for that. For what seems like an early game advantage to turn into a disadvantage by, you're avoiding one orphan, but orphaning something else, and if your go mode ends up there, then that's it.
I like to say orphans love company. And the way to not orphan checks is to just orphan more checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point they stop being orphans.
Just become pendant dungeons.
Yeah, it's true.
Whoa,
ooh, nice backup lamps.
Yeah, with a quick swap mishap there. Managed to recover it.
With more quick swapping.
Yeah.
Zeke is saying a very important message for us in the dirt. Oh, he's going for it. There we go.
Gotta finish the message.
I think he was trying to avoid the rupees, but just couldn't quite squeeze past them.
Managed to save one dig by turning it into a lowercase instead of uppercase I.
I like that strat.
The speed strats.
Yes.
All right, so saving clip from Mr. Buyer.
Where is he going? He's going up? No, he's going down. Of course.
Probably Meyer here, right?
I forgot about the third teleport. There's a quick hop teleport you can do at the bottom. I forget that you can also do it in the third bump.
Oh, I wonder if he's going to link up. Oh no, it's not really convenient to link up Hera to. Not really convenient to link up Hera to Meyer.
No, that's an HMG thing.
Yeah.
I think you mean Super
vice versa. Right. With having entered Hera, he won't have the broken camera to allow him to.
Yeah, you have to click down. That's another one of the things that gets awkward in the speedrun. You actually do Hera into Meyer, and you have to go down and then clip up again.
Yeah, which might be what we're seeing from him right now.
Still faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Louis route, all dungeons route. Let's go.
Yeah.
I want to see more All Dungeons runners coming out of this group. It's a very fun category. We do a race every month. It's very good.
Oh, and here's Render giving us
Turtle Rock. Render might
bunch
just
of-
be taking a lead, except he doesn't have the
Yeah.
hook shot.
a bunch of new.
Oh no.
Does he really not have the hook shot?
How does he? No, that can't be right. You don't do this before. Oh, he hasn't done Eastern.
I guess. Yeah.
Just hasn't done Eastern. Okay.
Okay. Choosing to commit to the commit to putting off Eastern. Ooh, this is spicy from Mr. Byer. Mr. Byer heading over after the super jump, which is always a fun glitch to see. Heading over to Meyer without fixing his camera first. So,
Oh, he
it
just
looks
knows.
like he looks like he
knows
knows
what
the
he's doing.
movements required here.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually, I think he doesn't. He looks a little lost.
he's figuring
He's
it
finding
out.
he's finding his way. That's good.
Feeling his way around the collision, finding the.
There we go. Oh, we got the
There it
scrolly
is.
scroll. Let's go. All right, Mr. Byer. I want to see some All Dungeons runs from you. You already know the tech.
And this is certainly a lot easier on the eyes than the normal glitched flickering mire.
Oh yes,
That's
totally easy on the eyes. Watching Meyer just scroll past you like that. It's very photogenic.
Oh no!
Oh no, he loses his sword beams. I hope he knows the fire rod strat.
Would you do the fire rod strat without half magic? Kind of.
Not in rando. You're right.
Yeah.
I always forget that, and then I end up with nothing for the torches, which just makes me very sad. You don't do the torches in the speedrun. Good cane strats, though. Nice.
So we have both Zeke and Mr. Byer retracing Orange's steps through Mire. We have Render giving us our first new checks in TR.
He just left. Okay. So that's fine because he can do Eastern, which is he should do.
Yeah, and I guess from Render's perspective,
getting back there
Laser
is a
Bridge.
pain.
Well, also Laser Bridge isn't in logic from Render's
Yeah,
perspective.
no
So
loop.
that kind of explains why he skipped it.
I do think that once he gets his hookshot, he'll go right back up and do hookshot cave and then laser bridge. So if Mirror is there, he's still in the lead. As long
Is
as
this the right-
he's doing the citrus clip.
Huh.
All right, come on,
I
Render.
guess-
You know the
Yeah,
tech.
this
You
is-
can do all dungeons RNG.
I didn't know he knew this tech. This is a little bit slower than the
he's
teleport
practicing it.
method up, but
Nah, you do this because you learned it and you want to practice it. But it's very hard to save time on.
yeah, and that the teleport, which is the alternative, kind of easier way to do it if you have boots, but looks like he chose not to do that and just walked up there instead. Slower than pulling it off, but faster than a soft lock. Oh, so if the mirror does end up on Laser Bridge, Render's gonna feel pretty bad about that.
Yeah.
But if it's an Ice Palace, like I imagine Render probably makes his way to Ice Palace before going back for Laser Bridge, so that could be an advantage.
So here comes Orange doing Landmo. I imagine we'll be seeing Bombo's tablet next.
Yeah, we know it's not on Landmo because we saw that from Mr. Byer earlier, but
Just 3 bombs.
yep.
So which chest in Ice Palace has the mirror?
Uh-oh. Iced tea.
All right. I want to see at least one person stutter step in the lobby. Menu to bombs instead of fire rod.
Oh yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'll bet another reason that our runners are probably putting off Ice Palaces.
Oh, of course.
Like nobody likes the flipper wrap into Ice Palace. It can be logically required, but it's slow and easy to forget some steps. There are a whole bunch of steps, and it does have lock potential. So
Yep. Very nice Silver Arrows Landmo from Orange.
got the
We'll
nice
see.
setup.
The power of Silver's on Zeke's side as well, as he takes down Vitreous with 10 shots. And 2 more.
Yeah, I guess Mr. Byron not having made his way to right side GT, given how late he was to the red cane, really not having silvers will definitely add up a little bit here and there. Orange giving us one of our last non-pendant dungeon checks. See if it's just here. It is not. Okay. So I think that's pretty close to an overworld clear, a logical overworld clear, rather.
Yeah. Could be Mitts in a dungeon and Smith.
Yep.
If you're feeling really behind, you might just go straight for the Smith. But
The rare Mitsless misplay.
I would only do that if I had the mirror. I was using the speedrun method. If you're
Yeah.
looking for the mirror, you're not going for the Smith, even if it's in Hutchit, because it's so terrible.
Yeah, Mitsless Smith.
Even if you can
Mitsless
get,
Smith, especially without the mirror, is awful.
even if you can get to the mirror, it's still mirrorless Smith. Like, it's terrible.
Yeah. Even worse, really. All right, where's Zeke headed now? Just finished Meyer, probably heading to.
This is, it looked like he was gonna go to the portal. Oh, he's in the Dark World. What? He hasn't been here yet. Zeke. Trying to think of what route he took that skipped Hype Cave.
Well, there's the ice rod. That'll point him towards Turtle Rock.
Simultaneous crystals from Render and Buyer. I think both of them are gonna have to start going dependents now.
And Render is already partially cleared TR.
Mr. Buyer can return to GT and get his compass chests. Oh, Zeke still has some overall left too. He's got the red bomb. Ugh.
Oh, simultaneous bomb turn-ins.
No, Mr. Buyer is following the rule. He's got Uncle. He hasn't done this yet. Good old Uncle. Hour and 16 minutes into the seed.
Yeah, so this is really what you see in a seed where your go mode ends up somewhere terrible. Is you see a whole lot of divergence and then a whole lot of everyone retracing each other's steps. We already know that the mirror is not in Pyramid Fairy because we saw that, I believe, from Render.
Yeah, while we're here seeing things we've already seen, give these runners a follow. We'll be putting those links in chat. Be sure to also follow my co-commentator Crubwell in our 2 trackers. I have to look that up. Arturel and Akish. Ooh, oh, I'm sorry with that one.
And an honorable effort, I will leave that to you.
Hakuheish. Correct me if I'm wrong.
And make sure to follow my co-commentator Super Malmo as well. Super Malmo World on Twitch. She streams on Twitch a lot more than I do. Oh, this is interesting for Render. Oh, it looked like Render was about to set up a teleport there, but
The teleport gets you to Bombo's tablet.
Oh, yeah. But that's not what he wanted to do there. Faster to clear this first and check Bomba's tablet after. I'm not sure how many items are left on Laser Bridge for Renderer.
I saw him pick up a bunch of keys.
Hmm.
Probably quite a few.
Yeah,
God,
I
who's
guess
just gonna conversion this terrible checks the first time? It does feel like Render's ahead somehow, but I think he still has some cleanup to do from missing out on hookshot for so long. If that cleanup leads him to Laser Bridge, though, it's there, then we'll be in a good position. Render has not climbed GT, so even if he gets his mirror first, he's not necessarily ahead. I think everyone else has, because they had the hook shot when they were there.
Yeah, I suspect this will probably end up being fairly close, since we'll probably see a mostly full clear before anyone heads into wherever the mirror ends up. Render picking up his 6th crystal as Zeke is close behind. And Mr. Buyer and Orange both with 6 crystals. And it is just a mirror hunt.
All right, Orange is going to go to TR. I think he has very little left to do. He's taking the mirrorless route because that's the fastest way to get to Laser Bridge without the mirror.
Yep, this is a very cool glitch, one of my favorites, but also one with very many steps, so it's easy to. This is one that's easy to forget and to mess up if you're a little out of practice. So far, so good. Ooh, that was fast.
There you go.
But yeah, pulled it off.
Well, can't wait for it to be an ice palace after all this. Mitts.
Mitts, oh no.
All right, let's see some Mittless Smiths from Zeke and Buyer. We can skip all this nonsense.
Oh, that. I mean, that could make a huge difference.
I'd like to point out, Orange's HP count as well. I think Orange has done probably the most full clearing in the game, which explains why he's the first one to Laser Bridge, although not the first one in a Pendant Dungeon.
Yeah.
Renderer still has some crystals to clear, so he's not quite ahead on checks.
Yeah, hard to think of very much left that Orange hasn't done at this point. Except for oddly enough, Moldorm left that.
Oh yeah,
left that half magic on Moldorm.
He climbed Hera and found nothing, and so I'm not coming back to this.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it is not. Well, it's not on anything in TR except for Trinex, because we've seen the front. It could be in the big chest. I don't know if we saw that from Renderer. Probably didn't.
I wonder if we'll even see it on Orange's side, because a lot of times you'll just go to Trinex, because at least get a pendant out of it, and you can turn that in.
Big chest for Mirror is kind of a nightmare location.
Oh, that's awful. That's true. You kill Trinex and you're stuck inside the turtle's head. And the only way to get back to that chest is to clip up the mountain again. Yeah,
it's just a terrible 50-50. And while we weren't looking, Mr. Buyer clipped his way into Ice Palace. So went through that whole complex sequence of jumps and clips and screen wraps and all that to get into Ice Palace without the mitts. This is in logic, so our mirror could be here.
The mirror of the wrap wouldn't be in logic anyway, but the mitts are available, and that's logical access as well. So yeah, Mr. Buyer could be in go mode first. It sucks.
In fact, seems
this
likely.
Had to be a pick a pendant seed. Yeah, because we've seen pretty much everything from.
Yeah, it seems pretty likely that that Mr. Buyer will end up in go mode first.
Hey, Krelbo, aren't you glad you're on comms, not in the seed?
Oh man, you know, and we were saying earlier how everyone in this race today has much more recent experience in hybrid major glitches than in overworld glitches. And if this was a hybrid major glitches seed, not having the mirror would not present much of an obstacle. They would all be in go mode at this point. So
we would have been go mode so long ago. Like Bombos would have been go mode for Orange and Zeke.
You know, for your first non-HMG race in such a long time to be a mirror hunt for such a long time, like that has to feel unfortunate.
It's like, in case you forgot, this is an overworld glitches seed. Here you are in a mirror hunt.
It
the
really
item that I forgot we needed for go mode. It's our go mode for the last 30 minutes.
Yep, that'll remind you. This is Orange picking up.
No, Buyer found it. It's in the spike chest in Ice Palace.
Oh my goodness. Oh man, that puts.
Pick a pendant.
So Buyer choosing. Wow, Buyer choosing to flip a wrap into ice instead of a full clearable green pendant TR. That is quite a gamble, and not terribly surprising that we didn't see it from any of our other 3 runners. So I wonder if he was feeling behind from that from late pod.
That's a good point, and just with the cane being late, everyone else would have gone to TR by now. because they would have found that super early.
Yeah.
And he just got the cane. He's like, well, I'm just gonna go to ice. I don't care.
Yeah, I wonder if that may have been a bit of metagaming there. And, if it was, it was successful. The kind of play that can burn you, but can save you, and it definitely paid off here.
Then again, orange won't be that far off. We'll have much quicker entry into Ice Palace with the mitts, and we'll just be able to walk right in. Don't think he has anything else to do at this point except go back to the big chest of TR. So
yeah, I don't remember which of our runners has done Aga 2 yet, except obviously Renderer hasn't. That's what he's doing right now.
I think big chest of TR is a key anyway, so I don't think he has to worry about that.
Oh, that's fortunate.
Don't quote me on that, though. My key counting is extremely rough. Literally just eyeballing the keys and saying, that looks like a small amount. It's probably a key. I think usually when you exit the roller room with 2 keys, then there has to be a key on... It really depends, like assuming you're just routing from Laser Bridge backwards.
Okay, for a second there I thought he was heading back in to walk to the big chest, but looks like if there is an item left there, then he's deciding to take the gamble of it not being the mirror.
Nope. And Zeke is doing something. What's he doing?
So Zeke cleared TR. Oh, so Zeke is checking the big chest. I wonder if this is an item.
No, it's a key. I was right.
No. Oh, that's a little unfortunate.
You exit the front with the 2 keys. It's because you didn't go from Laser Bridge, so he probably doesn't even know that. I mean, he might know it, but he might not have practiced it in a while.
Wait, did he?
He opened
sure
front
he didn't do? Well, I know he opened the front, but are you sure he didn't do the mirrorless Laser Bridge trap?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he did.
I guess we'll see.
I saw Orange do it.
Oh, the lava chest is still closed. Man, really curious what Zeke's TR routing was.
I think he went to the front and got the big key, and then left and got the big chest and is going from the middle of the back.
Oh, interesting.
Although he's not routing TRs if he's doing that.
Oh, he's still hunting the mirror.
No, he didn't do chomps. Okay, that's why he's doing this. So he does chomps and death warps back. These death warps are rough.
Yeah.
But at least the chomps are bros, right? They're doing 2 parts of damage to you.
A lot of health to work through. I don't know if Zeke got rid of that fairy that he picked up in... I guess we're about to find out.
No, he did. Okay, good.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Not this time, fairy. Not this time.
So Mr. Byer finishing off his 7th crystal. He will be able to head right up to Ganon after this. Assuming... Oh, that's where the powder was.
So if you're looking for mirror on powder, it wasn't happening in this seed.
Yep. Yeah, the logic will never require a fake powder.
The mirror shield. Look at that bomb. He's like, that's not the mirror, that's the mirror shield. It doesn't count.
Almost. You just gotta polish it enough until it becomes a mirror. Zeke taking the scenic route through Roller Coaster Room. And there's Orange's Go Mode. Just a few minutes after Byer.
A roller coaster that only goes up is boring, right? Yeah, this seed's terrible. I feel bad for these runners having to play through a pick-a-pendant, but sometimes that's just how it goes. And I'm sure they'll be swearing off overall glitches for the rest of their life and only playing HMG, where they can skip the mirror.
It's a good advertisement for the benefits of... I mean, yeah, HMG can present new and different ways to vex you, but not this specific one for sure.
Render is miming the clipe, but not actually going for it, because that would be illegal.
Oh, right.
You can clip out of that arena and save like 2 seconds on the back cutscene if you're fast enough.
It's easy to forget that even very minor time save underworld clips like that are banned in this category.
Yeah, you're talking to somebody who almost clipped Spec Rock to get to the item slightly faster in the last
Oh,
Overworld
yeah.
Glitches race.
Oh, that's such a fun little clip.
It is such a fun clip. All right, Ranger, he's going to the right place. Looks like a flipper up to ice. It's not laser bridge, which is good.
Yep,
He's
hard to
actually
think of.
Oh no, he's going to the bomb.
Oh,
He hasn't done the bomb
I-
yet.
has he
Where
really
is he
not done?
going?
Yeah, I'm almost certain he did the bomb.
Render.
So, oh, he hasn't been to Mire yet.
Oh, he hasn't been to, of course. Go do your crystal dungeons. Don't
Yeah,
be silly.
that makes sense.
Oh, Buyer doesn't have the silver. He's the only one who doesn't have them. I think he saves time doing silverless Ganon versus doing the right side GT.
Oh,
Definitely
yeah.
then going back for them. You don't
Well,
want to do that.
It doesn't save time overall compared to all the other bosses that everyone else got to clear with silvers, but
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
lose
true.
much.
I'm saying this is a terrible seed. Like, overall glitches just makes the game faster in general. It's bad for racing. It's terrible for racing because it's a pick a pendant seed. Somebody goes to TR, and it's not really any better or worse a decision than going to ice, but you get punished for it anyway. So I stand by that statement.
And there's Ganon down on Mr. Byers' side. As long as he doesn't fall across the finish line.
What is
he
happening on
done.
Zeke's side? Zeke is in the fake Dark World because he death warped in TR.
Oh, interesting. And so Mr. Byer has finished with an official race time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 42 seconds. So get your GGs in chat for Mr. Byer. We'll see if he wants to join us up here. And meanwhile, Orange is wrapping up his 7th crystal and will probably finish shortly thereafter. And between Zeke and Professor Renderer, it remains to be seen who makes their way to Ice Palace Spike Room to pick up that mirror for Go Mode.
I think it's Zeke. He's going there right now.
Oh, yeah.
He has the mitts. No. Zeke. He's turning his green pendant. Which makes sense because you got to lean on the plays that you've already made before you start making new ones.
Makes sense. But there's really nothing left, right?
There's nothing left. He's just going to go there next because he has no choice.
Yeah.
He can follow the mitts further. He can do Mirrorless Smith.
Let's save and quit.
Yep, save and quit to Link's house. That's
Okay.
Palace.
Oh, I guess that's faster than running out.
You're not doing Smiths in the sea,
Yeah.
let's be honest. Unless you're really committed to the, oh shoot, I just full cleared TR for nothing play. Hey, GG, Mr. Buyer.
Yep, we're joined in the booth by our winner on Restream, Mr. Byer. GG and welcome.
GG. Wait, did I win? Oh, I did win on Restream. Oh, Nash wasn't in Restream. I forgot.
Yes, so out of our 4 runners on Restream, Mr. Byer finished in first place out of the 4 on Restream, and second place in the race time room. First place was Nash Souter with a time of 1 hour, 26 minutes, 16 seconds, so just about 4 minutes faster. So, Mr. Byer, thank you for running that seed so I didn't have to.
Yes.
What were your thoughts?
I feel like I got really lucky. Like, the items perfectly complemented my route.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We were worried for a second when you got that soft lock in going to pod, because everything was in pod, right? But it didn't matter, because getting the cane late meant you didn't want to do TR, because everyone else is going to do that first, and they have the cane early.
Yeah, it did mean that you missed out on the silvers in the compass room of GT, which everyone else got. But the fact that it allowed you to completely skip TR and the right side of GT really helped here.
Still wish I actually. well, the tempered would help a lot. And then that scenario would have been able to beat Maya on the first pass and get the silvers.
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah,
think I would have gone to TR anyway.
Yeah, I'm curious why you chose TR. I just assumed it was because you got the cane late, so you didn't want to go there because everyone else would have.
No.
And we're joined
Oh.
in the booth by our second place finisher on Reach Stream, third place finisher overall, Orange. GG Orange, and welcome.
GG.
Hey, Orange, what if I told you there's a mode where you can skip mirror for swamp?
Yeah, I would have. If I was playing HMG, I would have had Bombo's go mode.
This would have been
Yep.
a like hour 15-minute seed in HMG.
Yeah, with
Basically.
Bombos right on the doorstep, and Meyer being so much higher priority in HMG. This would have been quite a jet seed in HMG, but yeah, just that mirror location, man, that was unfortunate for sure.
Pick your pendant.
Pick a pendant. Yep.
Yep.
Eeny,
Yeah,
meeny,
right.
miny, mo.
The reason I went to Ice first was because I knew I was more comfortable with the flipper app than most people. So
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh.
Lean on your execution.
Yeah.
And Orange is obviously very comfortable with the TR mirrorless wrap and did not get paid for that. So, unfortunately.
Yeah, Orange, have you been practicing that mirrorless laser bridge lately? Because I do remember seeing you struggle with that a little bit in earlier matches, but pulled it off flawlessly this time.
That was actually my pre-race warm-up, doing that flip
Ah.
over and over again.
Nice. It's a good one.
Just swearing, you know what? It's not gonna mess me up this time. Yeah, you pulled it off flawlessly, very quickly too. I was impressed by the lack of hesitation.
It was just that, as for the seed itself, pick your pendant. Ice Palace or TR. TR looked really, really good because 6 items instead of 3.
Yep.
five.
Oh yeah, I guess 5
Green pendant.
considering.
the green pendant. Yeah.
Oh yeah, green. I thought you were counting Mimic Cave, but of course Mimic Cave can't have it in this
Oh,
one.
no. Mimic Cave was never going to happen because I was in
Yeah.
Mirror Go. I was looking for Mirror for like an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
This is not no logic.
So for our remaining 2 runners on Restream, it looks like Zeke did make his way to Ice Palace to pick up that mirror for go mode. Unfortunately for Professor Render, it looks like he is taking his second dip into Green Pendant TR to clear out Laser Bridge and probably Trinix as well, before making his way to Ice Palace.
It's going to middle of the back too. Probably more comfortable with this route than the mirrorless TR bridge, and then the flipper wrap to Ice Palace, which is
that's the thing. If you want to skip Laser Bridge on this seed, then you have to know either the YBA or the flipper wrap into Ice Palace. So Mr. Barry, you were saying earlier how you were kind of aware that you were more comfortable than some of your competitors in this race with the flipper wrap. Orange, is that true? How do you feel about the Ice Palace flipper wrap?
It doesn't come up often enough for me to really practice it, so honestly, that was probably the one glitch I somewhat forgot how to do. But Ice Palace had been on my mind for a very long time because everything you needed to go in and get that mirror, Sphere 1.
Oh, all Sphere 1, huh?
You had your Fire Rod, you had your Moon Pearl, you had your glove, you had your flippers, and you had your hook shot, logically, so you could have very easily gotten that mirror Sphere 2.
Oh, wow.
And the fact that I still had Sphere 2 and Sphere 3 checks remaining is the number one reason I did not chase those myths into Smith's Chain.
Oh, you did still have early Sphere locations remaining. What did you have left?
According to my tracker, the one item on Tower of Hera I did not get, and the entire Smith's Chain. That was it.
Yeah, Smith Dune's not exactly early sphere, but Tower of Hera was available for a while. It did have half magic on it, in case you were wondering.
Oh, that would have been nice to have, but there was no way I was touching Smith Chain, considering that Smith Chain would have been in Sphere 4, and in Glitch Logic, when you're actively hunting an item, you're better off looking for earlier spheres because the logic expects you to have access to more with each sphere.
Despite that, it's also just, it's Mirrorless Smith. Let's be quite honest. Nobody's doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have even given me...
Oh, Laser Bridge.
It wouldn't have even given me an excuse to activate my flute.
No, because you have to mirror to do that. It sucks.
Yeah. I got that flute and I was like, nope, not activating this. I'm still mirror go mode. Not worth it.
You can't even do that thing where you take purple chest and leave it behind and do a clip to get to the purple chest guy and mirror there because you don't have the mirror.
So, Orange, if the Mitts had been in Ice Palace, which it seems like logically they came very close to being, and they could have been there, do you think would you have needed to look up the steps of the flipper wrap, or do you think it would have come back to you once you started attempting it?
I think it would have came back to me once I started attempting it. Eventually, it becomes muscle memory, and then you just kind of rely on that, and it takes over. Like, I can't actually explain how to do it unless I'm actively doing it myself. And I was like, oh, okay, just let my muscles do the talking, and then I'll have my brain translate that into words.
Yeah, that makes sense. One thing that I remember from both of you, both Orange and Mr. Byer, you both showed us relatively uncommon overworld glitches in this race. Mr. Byer, you showed us the Light World Lumberjack DMA, and Orange, you showed us the Dark World Lumberjack DMA. Mr. Byer, I know you like to do that as part of your normal Light World opener. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's always fun to see that.
I always lumberjack DMA.
But Orange, for the Dark World Lumberjack DMA, I missed it. I looked away for a second. What was your thinking there? What were you routing that in with?
Spike Cave and Climbing GT.
Okay. Just saving the save and quit and wrap to set that up. That makes sense. And we're joined in the booth by our third place finisher on Restream and fourth place finisher overall, Zeke Highwind, and Professor Render, who it looks like has forfeit as our fourth runner on Restream. GG to you both and welcome.
Hey, I am so I'm burning hot right now. I don't feel like continuing this on. I am so I'm so heated right now. Not heated in an angry way, but just uncomfortably hot.
Oh, thermostat need to turn down the thermostat a little. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Where was Mirror?
Ice Palace in the spike room chest.
I kind of figured it was gonna be ice. I was avoiding that thing like the plague, and I just did. It's been a hot minute since I played overworld glitches. Not because I don't know how to do the flipper wrap. I just was avoiding it. I was not playing up to my current a current play. It was way below average.
And Zeke, for you, the flipper wrap into Ice Palace, I imagine that must have been on your mind for a while, but kind of doing that when there's so much density in TR, it's a tough decision. What was your thinking along those lines? I think you may have push to talk disabled.
I was going to do the flipper wrap, and then I got an ice rod. And that put 2 more items in TR on the table.
Oh my god, that sucks. I saw that late Hype Cave check.
Oh yeah, because I guess you're basically you're basically on your way to. Oh man, you could have
That's
linked
rough.
up Hype Cave to the Flipper app. That's unfortunate.
That would have been so cool.
My plan was to do the Hype Cave and Pyramid and save and quit to avoid a hard lock.
Hmm.
I like that idea.
I'm extremely uncomfortable with Flipper wrap.
It's dangerous.
I do not enjoy doing it, so I try to avoid it at all costs. As evidenced by me being sent straight to Turtle Rock with an ice rod.
Yeah, the Turtle Rock was a pretty strong bait. I will be quite honest. It was in the back. I went into there once, and then I bailed out until I was just looking to see where this mirror was. I wasn't like it wasn't because I wasn't playing awfully. I mean, I routed like awful, but I just trying to. Normally I would just be diving those crystal dungeons, but this time around I decided to go for Overworld, and nothing came up for me, so it kind of just this seed was definitely one of those flipper wrap seeds. If you can flipper wrap this, if someone flipper wraps this, they automatically win.
Yeah, and that is what we saw from Mr. Byer, who was commenting earlier how he made kind of an interesting metagaming play where he felt fairly confident in the flipper wrap, and also estimated that he may have been more confident in the flipper wrap than the other players in this race. So kind of leveraged that estimated advantage and got to skip right side GT and all of TR as a result, which, as you can see, made up most of the collection rate difference.
Yeah, I felt pretty good about my route with getting to pretty much the entire Dark World in one gigantic loop.
Yeah, but of course with the mirror where it ended up, it it was kind of we saw a lot of divergence at various points throughout the race. Although it was funny, at one point I think Zeke and Orange, you were both in Pod at the same time, and Render and Mr. Byer, you were both in Skull Woods at the same time. So there was some entertaining mid-race sync, and then more divergence, and then retracing each other's steps, which was always how this race was going to go, given where that mirror ended up.
And what mode we're playing.
Yeah.
All right, come back to HMG. It's better there.
Yeah, I would
love to see more HMG.
Let's go. Next time we'll add that. Who do I have to pay to get that on the schedule? We got to know logic last week.
20 minutes off this whole seat if it's HMG.
You saw my focus on getting that no logic on there.
To be honest, if this was hyper major glitches, I would have decided to go straight for it went for ice instead of just putting it on for so long, because the thing about hybrid ice palace and OWG as opposed to HMG is that you don't have the luxury of doing the ice palace lobby clip. So it makes it a bit of a harder decision, to kind of a harder justification to go for it.
It saves like 10 seconds, dude.
I would have gotten to just go mode the rest of the game after getting. When I was in mere go mode, I would have just gotten to just go mode the rest of the game, because.
Oh yeah, you just don't do ice.
Swamp.
Your go mode is almost arcane.
I get to go mode Thieves Town. I get to go mode Skull Woods. I get to finish GT, skip TR entirely.
Yeah.
I don't have to make a dedicated trip to Landmo.
Hey, we should have a tournament.
So obviously, from a runner's perspective, this seed would have been a lot more friendly if mirror wasn't required and if you could have glitched past it. But I think there's something to be said from a viewer's perspective, from people joining us on the restream for the first time, who may not be familiar with the glitch modes. It's definitely a lot easier to understand when the dungeons are mostly the same, and it's just all the teleporting and whooshing around the overworld that you have to keep track of. But yeah, as a commentator, I was definitely glad to be doing comms and not running this one. But yeah, GG to all four of you for playing this one, and yeah, thanks so much. I think any last comments before we wrap up?
Next time I'll do a commentary booth for you, so you guys can run.
All right, see you on the other side. GG,
Even
everyone.
in glitch modes, mirror hunts still suck.
Yep.
Dibs on HMG as a runner.
Yep.
Yeah, GG.
GG's.
Ooh, we could do major glitches. You guys ready for major glitches?
Nope.
You mean fake flute the mode?
Yeah, let's go fake fluting all over the place. No moon pearl. We just
no
drink potions until we win.
So I just want to apologize to you, Malmo, for buying 2 blue potions and never fake fluting.
It's okay. Mr. Buyer actually drank his to heal health and magic, and that made me even more sad. So
I was sad that I couldn't fake flute too.
Oh, we knew when we saw you. When we saw pick that up,
but
and then
both of them, so it did work out.
Yeah, we were thinking, oh, that's gotta feel bad. We know watching you. It's like
we know
he wanted
why
to
you
use
that.
Those. Yeah, he did not want to use those this way, but
still a good use for them though. Like fake flute wouldn't have gotten you that much.
Better than dying or running out of magic. Yeah,
that's why I always prefer that.
All right, well, I think that about wraps us up. Thank everyone so much again for running, and yeah, thanks to our trackers and everyone involved in putting on the show, and thanks so much to Malmo, my co-com, for doing comms with me on this race. It was a lot of fun.
And thank you too, Crubble.
Yep. And last but not least, thanks so much to everyone for watching, and yeah, I guess see you all next time, and thank you and good night.